Hi, my name is Lajuwomi. I'm the CEO of Wavelength Integrated Power Services Limited. Wavelength IPS is an indigenous power solution provider in Nigeria. We've been in business for about 6 years and we specialize in power generation. Our mode of operation is location specific, which means we generate power according to location. You can find us in the space of gas to power, and I'm talking about pipeline gas, compressed natural gas to power, small hydro power, and we also offer backup power solutions for homes and for businesses in terms of solar for homes and for residential and commercial businesses. There are a lot of challenges. The electricity sector, it's a value chain that cannot be unbroken. And if you were to go in depth and talk about the challenges, we probably will not leave here today. But in a nutshell, I would just like to break it down. We have the generation, distribution, and the consumers in a value chain. And the transmission as well. I forgot to mention that. But you see, there's a lot of challenge. And to narrow it down, the major challenge I want to talk about is the liquidity in the sector. The fact that the sector itself has been challenged with a lot of cash flow. Say, for example, the GenCos, there's a lot of accusations here and there. The GenCos, which is the generation companies, have asserted that the electricity supply is being owed to a tune of 156 billion naira. And you turn around, the gas providers are claiming they're being owed about 110 billion naira from the GenCos. And the distribution companies are claiming that the MDAs and the government parastatals are also owing them about 155 billion. As at end of Q16, Q2016, we had there was a revenue shortfall about 3 billion naira in the sector, and that is alarming. Coupled with a $12.5 billion non-performing loan owned to commercial banks. So, in a nutshell, it's liquidity, and this is as a result of several factors, and which I would like to name a few. One of which is how do I put it? The FX, the currency instability in the country. Most of these loans taken out by the generation companies and distribution companies were taken out at the rate of 197 to naira, and the FX has actually shot up, which is a macroeconomic factor in the tariff. The price of electricity. So most of these GenCos and the DISCOs are unable to service their loans due to the FX instability. And then you also move into the cost or reflective tariff. You have a situation whereby the DISCOs are selling electricity at the rate whereby it doesn't reflect the actual cost of generation, so they're actually selling at a loss. And you also want to look at the issue of technical and commercial losses. You have a lot of energy theft going on, and a lot of businesses, a lot of parastatals are metered. People are not paying their bills, and so therefore the DISCOs are unable to collect the revenue and meet up with the actual forecast of the revenues, and at the same time that affects the payback to the generation company. So for me, it's a liquidity issue. Nigeria is actually blessed. We're blessed in the sense that we have everything we need as a country, and we talk about abundant resources to generate power. We have gas. Gas is there, makes the major factor of power generation. And of course, don't forget that the first power plant in Nigeria is actually a hydropower. We're talking about large-scale hydropower. The opportunities are there to actually tap into the small hydropower. The United Nations has actually done a study, and they found about over 700 sites that are arable sites for small hydropower development. And of course, we had the solar in abundance in the north and northwest, middle belt region and whatnot. That can be tapped into as well. We had about 14 companies which have signed the power purchase agreement with the federal government on large-scale solar development. So things like that are what we need to start to look into. Of course, those are all renewable energy sources. Like I said, we look into small hydropower. The federal government actually just recently revitalized the Mambila hydropower, which is about 3,000 megawatts. That's on a large scale. But of course, renewable energy is the future. Nigeria is blessed abundantly with the resources, and I see no reason why we should not be tapping into it now. Yeah, you can find us on the web. Our webmail is www.wavelengthips.com, and you can reach us. We can offer you services in the power generation sector. Yeah, thank you.